Hello there guys and welcome back to another live stream. My name's Mike aka Decimal Punked and we are back in Unreal 5.5.4. We're working on my game C.E.S.A.R, Celestial Engineers Search and Rescue. It's a university project and yeah, I've been at uni today and I've done a load of work and figured out how to do the fog for the robot. To get the light beaming how I wanted it to. So we're going to do a few things. So this stream is to do with lighting and spawning the creatures from the containers. So setting up the blueprints for that. So I'm just going to simulate and show you guys. Actually, if I just turn off the lights, and we're going to simulate, so you can basically see how it looks at the moment. So we've got a slightly orangey green light from the robot. Just going to check in here. It's because I've got auto exposure on, I think. Just turn that off. There we go, that's much better. That's how it's meant to look. Okay, so that's the light at the moment for the robot. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this environment to basically, what I was going for, guys, was a beam of light. Because at the moment it's just like holding a torch. You can't actually see the light, the beam of light like I want. So I did this at uni. So what I've done is I've taken a load of screenshots. And basically what we're going to do is we're just going to replicate this. So yeah, I'm going to go through screen by screen. So we basically want the exponential height fog. Okay, so I've got quite a few settings to go through here, so I need to make sure they match up. So 0.2, 0.2. Second fog data has nothing. 1, 0, 0. All the way down to that, okay. So we can get rid of that image. Onto the second one. Right, so we go down now to the volumetric fog. And we're going to tick on volumetric fog. And then just go through these settings. So got 0.2, that, 1, 6000, 0, 0, 1, visible, 1. Okie dokie. Okay. Right, well, going by the images I've taken. It looks like the exponential fog is... I've done it. I've put the settings in. I think it was literally just a tick box, to be honest. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go on the robot, no, AI, the enemy character viewport, and then we're going to go on the spotlight and we're just going to check the settings. So we've got 0, 0, 0, 0, 90, 0, 111. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, apparently this is at 50. What? 50. How many zeros is that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 50,000. Apparently, I've put that at. Welcome to the stream. So 50,000 unitless. I need to change the color. The attenuation radius is going to be 800. 25, 35, 0, 300, 450. 450, yeah. No, yeah, 1. Okay, so the volumetric scattering is at 10. On 801. So 801, and then that is 0.6. 1.5.500 off 1 0. Okay, on to the next picture. Sorry, I've got the settings on another monitor, guys, so I'm just making sure. Right, so now we scroll down, so translucent shadows is at the top. Off, off, tick, default, tick, 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 off, off, off. Yeah, visible, 1, 2, 0, 0. Okay, samples per pixel 1. Okay, and then we're going to go to the color, and the hex code is FF1900FF. Okay, compile and save and simulate. And there you go, guys, look at that. We've actually got the beam of light now, so that's using the volumetric fog. That's what I was trying to do last night, and I just couldn't figure it out. But I'm super happy with how it looks, and if we actually simulate this, see how terrifying that is. You can see, you know it's behind you, you've got the light chasing you. It's terrifying. That's a bug fix we're going to do. It's actually terrifying. Oh, you smart ass. Did you see that? So that's that jabbing out is basically oh, that's scary, dude. How good does that look, though? Oh, we've lost him. You're right, dude. Look at that. Look at that light. He looks so freaking cool. Okay, so that's one job done. So I'm gonna delete those images. So that is basically the volumetric. Well, it's using the fog, exponential height fog. I can't even remember the setting we just did. Yeah, volumetric fog. And it gives us the effect that I want. The other thing I want to do is just put in some particles quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new folder and call this VFX. And we're going to give this, what colour shall we give it? That'll do. Okay, so we're going to FX Niagara system, and the one we want is hanging particulates, and we're going to call this Niagara system underscore space dust. Nice and simple. And then we're gonna open this. Oh my god, sorry guys. We're gonna open this up. Right, so there's a few settings I need to do here. There's quite a lot, so we're gonna click here, and we're gonna start from the top. So we've got local space, determinism. I'll just do that, leave it as CPU. Okay, so self, infinite, we set the loop duration to 5. Spawn rate is going to be 500. Okay, we've got a few more bits, so now we're going to scroll down, and and this is going to be 5 to 10. 5 to 10. We'll change that color in a minute. Alright, so now we're going to go down to the sprite size. So the sprite size is going to be 0.1 and 0.8. All of that stays there. It's going to be a box, and it's going to be 8,000 by 8,000 by 300. That's fine. And then we go down to particle state. So yeah, kill particles when lifetime has elapsed. On to the next one. So we need to go to wind force, which is this bit. So all of that stays the same. So this is the bit we're interested in, the curl noise. So we're going to do the scale to 7. That's how much they move. Direct set, varying, 1 and 3, 0, 0, minus 50, let's set it to 3, masking, physics field, okay, then we just scroll down a tiny bit, that all looks good to me. On to the next image. Lift contribution, 1, rotation strength. Don't think I changed any of that. Nope. Okay. So I've got the sprite, none, particles, automatic, 0, 0.5.5, 1, 0, 0. And then what we want to do is turn this on. Enables frustum culling of individual sprites. So this improves kind of performance. I'm going to set it to 1500. And then one more image, which should be the color. So now we go up to the color, and this is going to be FFB446FF. Okay. Interestingly, you can't. Oh, there you can see one little. You can see one little particle there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring this down. Now, technically, this is. Well, it's almost like a bit of a light. I feel this should go under lighting. So we're going to put the what's it there. And we're going to set it to that's annoying. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. So you can see the dust particles. I don't know why they're spawning down there. So it just gives this like this feeling like it's dust. That's what I was going for with the particles. So what the frustum culling does is it will not render them past 1500 units of the player's position. Now I know I opted for the yellow colour there. I mean, what we can always do We can always change that colour. Let me just jot down that hex code. We can see how it looks with grey dust. I think the best area to test this is okay. It does. Yeah, maybe it looks better as grey because that looks like dust. Dust isn't golden or like the colour that I had. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to up the spawn rate because I think where we've got the frustum culling, God, he looks terrifying. Oh my God. Oh fuck. It really does feel terrifying being chased by that. I want to see if there's a way that I can kind of get his movement when he's turning to face the player. I'd like it to be a little bit smoother. Oh my God, he's still coming. I think I can up this to 2000. That feels nice. No, I didn't want to have the particles any bigger because it just didn't really feel right. Like, if I show you guys, if I say 2, so that was 0.8, if I do 2, you'll see the difference. If we just lose line of sight with him, because the maintenance room is the darkest area, so it's the best to test it. There we go, right, we've lost him, let's go. They're outside the spaceship. But you see what I mean about it being the size of two? They just feel too big. So that's why I went for 0.8. What I might do is I might just darken that just a tad. And it's also it's also quite hard to visualize because at the moment okay, so you can see the window there. And you can see the frustum culling, like, as we're moving across. Can you see that? As we're moving across, it's revealing the particles. So even though there's particles covering the whole level, we're only seeing what we're allowing us to see. Now you can see how far it comes out. So what we're going to do on the, what is that, what axis? X-axis. So that could probably come in on the X-axis because it comes all the way out to the side here. And all the way over here. And we don't really want them outside the ship. So 8,000, so it's on the X. So if I put that down to 6,000, save. Wow, it really does go quite far out. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this on so I can actually see. Okay, so we're going to get the particles. We're going to make that, let's try 4,000. There we go, that's a bit better. There we go. So, oh wow, look at that fog. Okay, so we can see the particles there. They're not really outside of the ship there. And they're pretty much inside there. So I'm actually quite happy with that. And they're set to like 300 on the Z-axis, so they shouldn't go above. I don't know why they're going beneath the ship. That's interesting. I don't know why that is. Right, let's sort out the ones going on the Y-axis. So if we just go forward a little bit here, they come out really quite far. Like really far. So if we go over here, and if we maybe do 4,000 as well, see if that'd be an equal size. Okay. Alright, so they're not spawning all the way to the end there. So I'm going to go for, I think, 5,000. So they're going to the end there of the science lab. So if I do 5,500. There we go. So you can see it's kind of spawning outside of the I could probably dial that back, so I'm going to go 5,300. Okay. Right, so now where we've got them beneath the ship. I'm calling it a ship, it's a space station. I don't know why I'm calling it a space station. That is a lot of particles. Right, so at the moment, you can see how many are beneath. I'm just wondering if I changed... If I change that to 1... Oh, that's interesting. It's made them go down. Ah, so if I do 0 and 0, if I do 0 and 0, got it. There we go. They're within the. So basically, 0, 0. Where I put it to 1, 0, 0, 1. I'm talking binary. Now that all the particles are actually from 0 to the 300, because I've got the box size to 300. So now they should all be. They should all be within that space. He's coming. Oh no! It feels really nice just walking through those little dust particles. I don't want to give them any more movement, guys, because... Oh, for fuck's sake, really? Wait, did he see me? Oh. My god, can you imagine it with sound effects? That looks so nice, having those dust particles, doesn't it? You alright, dude? Oh, it feels scary, guys. Right, I'm happy to leave those particles as they are. Not the pin particles. Space dust, I've called it. So I'm happy with those settings. And it's really nice just figuring out that doing the what's it there with the thingy works quite nicely, so we can actually see the particles. Right, so what I can do is I can delete that hex code I made a note of. We can delete off particles. So particles is done. Fog for the robot is done. Fog for the robot, yep. Particles, I can get rid of that. Now, I did have a another thing, guys, which was a shoulder-mounted light for the player. It looks quite nice, but what the light does, I had it in the right position and it did move quite nicely when the player moved, but I think it was what was the problem? For some reason the first person hands, they almost seem to stop moving after you're running for a while, and as a result of that the shoulder mounted flashlight thing also stops. But it worked quite nicely. Like it felt like, you know, as you're running, you know, it's moving with you. It almost mimics the way the robot's light works, where it just feels a bit realistic. So I could put that on, but I don't know what's causing the problem with the arms to not move. So, right, the next thing I want to do is a starry night. So I'm going to come out of here. And this is something I'd like to do. So, what we need to do for this is we need to show engine content. And then what do we need to type here? So we type in sky. And we want this, the sphere. Now at the moment, I don't think we have, I'm pretty sure we don't have a sphere. No, we've got atmosphere. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put space dust in lighting, guys, because that is essentially to do with the scene and the environment, so it feels relevant to put it in there. So we're going to need BP Sky Sphere. So we're going to put that in there. Put it at default there. And then what I'm going to do is just turn off show engine content. There we go. So now we've got the sky sphere in the scene. I'm just going to save all. Okay, so we're going to go to the Rayleigh. Where is it? Oh, there isn't an option for the... Oh, it's on, sorry, apologies. It's on the sky atmosphere. So... I want to turn the Rayleigh down to 0. Oh, hold on a second. So we should be able to... Oh, so many settings here. Um... Oh, there we go. Ah, there we go. Right, okay, we're on to something. Oh my god. Oh wow. Wow. That's pretty fucking cool. Colours determined by sun. Okay, so we're going to play around here. That's not seeming to change anything. Okay. Alright, so that's the sky sphere. Wow. Wow. Okay, that is freaking awesome. That is so cool. Oh. Look at that, guys. Now what we want to try and do is get this horizon to basically be down. Wow. Okay. I wonder how we can get that to Hmm. I mean, I really like that. I would have thought the horizon fall off would do something to. Um, hmm. I mean, that is compared to what it was. I don't even know. I don't. I don't even think we need the skylight. I think I'm gonna get rid. Actually, I'm just gonna ask AI what the skylight does. Alright, we'll leave that in scene. So we've got the atmosphere, which is that. Skylight. Um, So that's. So we need the fog. We need the sky sphere is basically handling the stars. The fog handles. Okay. Sorry guys, got a little bit distracted here doing the stars. I just think that looks so cool. Um, Why is that not going on the floor? That's strange. Hmm. It's annoying that the light's coming in at the top there. Just trying to get this right, guys. Hmm. Oh, I wish it didn't come through there. I did not intend to be doing the outside light, but I think because we've got the particle effect and we've got the sky night, I feel that's why we're dicking around here. Let's see how that looks if we actually go over. Thanks for the spam view, Vulnerable. Right, what we don't want, guys, is you see this light coming in here. So I'm wondering if there's a way that we can... Oh god, I've actually done it. I've actually got exactly what I wanted. I don't know what's going on with the top there. I'm wondering, is that on the ceiling? Is that reflect? It looks like the reflection from the floor panels. Oh. Oh. It's all about just playing about the settings, really. Um... So many settings, guys. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Holy crap. Right, I'm just going to lose the aggro of the robot. I love that. I'm going to see if I can fine tune that. Like I say, I need to do this creature spawning, but I mean, this is like quite a special part of the level that I had planned. Oh, YouTube's picked on that I've got an ad blocker. Give us a minute, guys. Silly little advert. There we go. Oh my god, that's... Oh my god, that's what I wanted. That fan effect. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, that is bright. tricky, isn't it? Because what's happening with the light is it's doing this, like, there's areas like over here. We can see the red creeping through. What is going on out there? Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. It's almost like the light is behind that planet. I'm just going to keep playing around with this, guys, because it's like I say, it's an important part of the level. Hmm. Oh, I've got something really cool there, guys. You know what? You know what? It needs a little bit of polish because you can see how oh crap, I've hit the undo barrier. Right, so basically, if I actually simulate this, now I know there's going to be a few areas of the ship, like, oh bro, really? Right, I'm just going to lose the aggro of the robot. Yeah, so you see how it's doing this weird... I mean, this bit is exactly how I wanted it, like where you have the light passing by. I really like that effect. I really, really like that. Where like the planet is almost eclipsed. I really like that, and I like the stars. And look, you've got this bit here as well. This is how I imagine this particular area. And like I say, with the look, there you go. That's it. You see how you've got the light there, the blade just going round. That's exactly what I had envisioned. However, it's doing some weird effects where I've played around with it. You can see it's got this kind of weird haziness to the edges. So I'm going to leave that as it is for the moment, because it's almost like what I'm going to do actually is if I go on volumetric, there you go. Jesus Christ, that is bright. Yeah, so you can see standing here, Ugh, you can see it, the effect it's having. We just need to, I think it's going to take some more experimenting with, because where we've got this kind of hazy patchiness, it doesn't look quite right. And like I say, other parts of the ship, we've got this strange, almost artifacts happening. I haven't done that much work with the lighting. But the way this is currently displaying, I'm very happy with that. I just want to make sure that those sections, like over here, you can see on the locker over there. It's just making sure that yeah, it's just making sure that it's all okay, basically. So I'm gonna leave that lighting for the moment. So we have got the Starry Night done. You can see the stars out there. So I'm gonna tick the stars off. I'm not gonna do the fog for the player. Sorry, it was more light for the player. Yeah, I'm not going to do the light or fog for the player. It was basically, I mentioned it towards the start of the stream, like a kind of shoulder-mounted flashlight of sorts. So we will play with that another day. But like I say, for the moment, that will more than do for this particular area. We'll just ignore the artifacts. Like if I go to the atrium, I wonder if it's affecting the atrium. Wow. Oh my god, that's gone purple. Jesus. You can see over there, very weird. So it's going to need some playing with. But we have kind of got the effect there. The sofa's gone pink. Red and blue, does that make pink? Red and blue. Have I got the auto exposure? I'm pretty sure I turned off. Yeah, it is off. But hold on a minute. Yeah, if I have that on, I kind of lose. Yeah, it's annoying it goes through the gaps. It is really cool though. It adds something to this area actually. It's really tricky because there's so many different settings on the lights, and we've not only got that, we've got the BP sphere. Like dust particles look great. Happy with that. It's like we've got the sky atmosphere, we've got the directional light, skylight. So there's just quite a lot of different things that are affecting the scene lighting. So we'll leave it on. We'll leave it for the time being. What's the time? 1:15. 1:15 midnight. Right. We do need to make a start because the whole thing of tonight's stream was to start on the creature looting. Sorry, I'm getting so distracted by that light. Let's just save all. Okay. Right. So. I can turn that off. So if I if I hide the ceiling so we can actually see in the scene. I just want to keep playing with it. Oh, I need to move him. I just want to check one more time. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I was fucking stuck. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, dude. I got stuck. Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, right. Stop mucking around. Leave it for the time being. You've made progress on it, Mike. Just leave it. Just leave it. You've done some work on it. Okay. Right, so we're going to turn off the ceiling. Oh, I can't stop yawning. Sorry, guys. Right, create creature spawn logic, light fog for the player. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go into the first person player. Okay, so right, so basically there's nothing in here other than the inputs and stuff. So we'll just tidy this up. Right, so that's inputs. Right, so we're on the player character at the moment. So basically for the lootable containers, when a player touches a the container, I was gonna have this as a raycast, and I've done raycasts before in actually my very first project, and what we need to do is kind of do the same thing where we, if you look at if you look at an object, it will highlight and you're able to, sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in the throat. When you look at an object, it highlights, and then you press E to interact, as opposed to kind of just entering a collision box and handling the logic. But I'm thinking, just for now, I mean, what I could do, I could quickly actually open, right, give me 1 second, guys. Let me, bear with me. If I open up the other project, I'll be able to see the code and then just mimic the code. That'd be so much easier. Because I don't want to go through the effort of just doing this collision box and then have to change all the code. So, give me 1 second. I'm still here. So we're opening up my other project to look at the code because I've done this in the in another project. I really do love this music. It's so peaceful to work to. Here we go. So that's for picking up. Okay. Interesting. So that doesn't have a tag. How interesting. Component has tag. Aha. Right. So the component has tag. Got ya. Okay. So I'm wondering if I had something. I'm pretty sure there's an option. I'm pretty sure there's an option. Um, right. So we can basically do a line trace. I'm wondering if we did line trace on tick, maybe. Because the player has to pick up the relic in this game, but I don't think it highlights. It doesn't highlight when it's touched. Um, hmm. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay. Right. So what we're going to do, we're going to follow this code. And we're going to basically say... if I did on event tick line trace by channel, component has tag lootable. Okay, right, so sorry, I don't know where to start with this. Right, we need to have a variable on the player character. That's going to be a float. And this is going to be called spawn chance. So oh my god. Right, if we had a... Basically, the player's going to have a spawn chance. So, when they find a lootable container, what they will do is they will loot it. And then they start with a 5% chance. If the dice roll is equal or less than 5, they get a creature. If it fails, they will go to the next index. So what we're going to do is we're going to have spawn index. What am I going to call this? Custom. Set. If I have it called set. The index is going to be 1 to start with. Um, I'm just trying to think how to do this. Bear with me, guys. It's been a while since I've done blueprints. So this is basically, there's going to be 10 indexes. It's going to be, depending, the index will set the spawn chance. So by default, the player's spawn chance is 5. That's what I want. Right. So get the index, minus and plus. Actually, if I have spawn index at 0, So if you're setting the spawn rate, this is going to handle the chance of the creatures being spawned, guys. So when we trigger the custom event, so by default the spawn index is 1, which means player starts with 5% spawn chance. When we increase the spawn chance, you basically so we know that the spawn index is 1 by default, which is 5% spawn chance. So when we increase the spawn chance, we're basically saying when we trigger that, we're adding 1 to the spawn index. So if that becomes 2, the spawn chance becomes 15.56. Oh my god. Really? So when we increase the spawn rate, we get the spawn index, we add 1 to it, it goes up to a maximum of 10. Sorry, hold on. So it's one by default. The player starts on index 1, which is 5%. So I think I'm tired, guys. Right, if we have it on 0, just because I'm not going to be able to get rid of that pin. Right, so if the spawn index is 0, spawn index 0, so 0 would be 5%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So right, so if it's 0, which is 1, because computers count 0 as 1, Um, $78, 89, 89, 44. Right. So what this custom event is going to do is whenever we call this custom event increase the spawn, it's going to get our spawn index and basically add 1 to it. And when when we so triggering that, it's going to get the spawn index, it's going to add 1, it's going to set the spawn index, and then depending on whatever the index is, so for example it's 0 at the moment, so we're going to add 1 to it, so the spawn index becomes 1, so then it would go to here and it will set our spawn chance to 15.56. So these are the chances for a creature to spawn. So you got 5, 15.56, 26.11, 36.67, 47.22, 57, 78, 68.33, 78.89, 89.44 and 100. So they're fairly equally spaced apart in increments. So each failed attempt, it will increase your chances of getting a creature. So I'm just going to move that across a little bit. So that increases the spawn. So if I call that, get that. Right, and then we're going to have something like event begin play, where okay. I don't think we have an event begin play at the moment. Right, so event begin play. We've got spawn index. Spawn index is 0. Spawn chance is 0. So on begin play, we know that our index is going to be 0. So if we trigger the switch on in, what it will do is it will set our spawn chance to 5%. Hey mate. There we go. 5. So we know that's working. Okay, so that's setting up the spawn chance. So then whenever we search a chest, we're basically doing a dice roll. And when that dice roll is done, it will basically say, okay, does the dice roll match the spawn chance that we're after? So it'll roll from 0 to 100, and if that number is 5 or less, if it's equal to 5 or less, then we're successful. And then it will go up and up and up until you get a creature. So yeah. And then if we want to reset the spawn chance, you would basically set the index to 0. Because basically when a creature is found, we want that creature, that will basically reset the spawn chance back to default. So So we want to have it called reset spawn percent. So you set, I don't need to get it, because just doing that, there's no point. You want to set the spawn index to 0. So setting it to 0, and then we plug it into here, and then, because as you see there, select an output that matches the input value. So oh my god, sorry guys, I'm tired. So basically, reset, we're telling it 0, and 0 is default 5% spawn chance. So then we just plug that into there. Okay. Okie dokie. So that's the spawn chance. Have a sip of my coffee. Welcome to the stream. Okay. So now what we're gonna do, that's crazy. So we've got the code for the increase spawn chance, reset spawn chance. I'm just gonna move these. I like everything aligned to the grid. It's the OCD in me, guys. OCD. Increase, reset. Okay. Let's do the barrels. So this is going to be BP, lootable, barrel. And I've got blender here, so I know there's no barrels in that area. There's none in there. There's a number of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 there. So basically this center one isn't going to be lootable. Oh god. Sorry guys, I'm tired. I'm just in my other project at the moment. Okay, so BP lootable barrel. We're going to double click this, and then we're going to go in our assets, models, lootables, closed, and we're going to drop the barrel into there. Why does that is on the level, why does that, oh yeah, it is. That's perspective view for you, it just appears. Right, okay, so we've got our barrel, our lootable barrel. Okay, so if we go back to my other project, what we're planning to do here is oh my god, how am I going to handle this? So so left mouse press, do a line trace. This is going to be an interesting way of doing this actually, because if we go to the relic, the only bit of code on the relic is so if we just had a I wonder if there's a node or a function where just wonder if this is the best way to do it, because when we look at the object, we want to indicate to the player that it's lootable. So if it is lootable, okay. That's not what we want. Okay, I'll tell you what we could do for the time being. We could say... Hmm. Okay, so the way I'm thinking of doing this is line tracing on tick, and if the player presses E, the only thing they're going to interact with is the lootables by pressing E. So if E is down, so we can hide. The way I'm thinking of handling this is line tracing from the player on tick, and if it hits a component of a blueprint that is tag lootable, then we set the material to highlight the object. That's what I'm thinking. And then if the object is highlighted, so then within the code of the blueprint, I guess you could say check if E is being pressed. Keyboard, can you do a custom event keyboard event? So if it's pressed, you'll check is the material, you get the material and check if the material is highlighted. If it is, spawn a creature or do the dice roll. That's the way I'm thinking of handling this. Instead of having collision boxes, the player enters a collision box and object becomes highlighted, because that way, if there's clusters of lootables and the player's standing within the collision box of multiple objects, you don't want to highlight more than one, and then the player searches and you end up performing a 2-time search. So this is the way I'm thinking of handling it. So we're going to give this a tag, component tag. We'll call it lootable. So lootable, and then we're going to have an on tick, event tick. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to move this to my other monitor. Okay. So on event tick, we're doing a line trace. So Get the world location of the first person camera, get the world rotation, get the forward vector, times it by 200, add that with that. That's the end, start, visibility. Now I'm going to have persistent. Okay. Right, so oh, sorry, wrong thing. So we're checking on the line trace. Does the hit component have a tag called lootable? And we know it does because we've given the barrel the lootable tag, so we know that's going to work. If that's true, if the component has a tag, then we want to set the material. So I need to create a material. So under here, I'm just going to make a material folder. I'm hoping this will work. I've done this before in a different project. Surface, masked, unlit, two-sided. Okay. No. What am I after? Scalar parameter. There we go. Material. Okay, element index 0. Okay. So it's saying on event tick we're going to be line tracing. And then the line that hits, we're saying if it's got the tag lootable, we're going to give it an outline basically. I guess let's give it a go, shall we? I'm going to move Mr. Robot because he terrifies me. I'm actually going to put him over there. It's very scary. Okay, center of the map. So we're going to drop in that. Just put a couple in for the moment. Whoa! Holy crap. It's worked. There's a lot of line traces. It's worked, but it's it's made the model see-through. Interesting. But it's working, guys, like you can see here. Okay. I wonder how that's worked on the other project, because right, I see. Basically, on the other project, the statue, the item in the other project is literally it's literally just one material, whereas with mine it's 3. But at least that's working. We don't really want that on event tick. We don't really want it to be a two-sided material. I don't think. The other option is what's the other option? What is the other option? We approach it, we have a collision box, and then it highlights that way. What is the other option? It'd be nice to have it just highlighted, but not. That's basically just messing up the normals. It's not doing a good thing to the model. So the player approaches lootable. If we have a collision box, fairly straightforward. If the player was in the collision box and interacted with it, struggling with this one. We need feedback to the player that they can loot the object. I mean, it's nice that, that's working. Set material. If I turned off two side, oh. So if we just had it so they're in the collision box and they pressed E. I feel like I'm a bit too tired to function. I mean, we've fixed the robot lighting, we've played around with the lighting. I don't know how it's just taken 3.5 hours. Let me just have a quick puff, guys, bear with me. If the player presses E, I feel like I need to re-jog my memory. Let me just look at the. I'm just looking at my other project, guys. Give me 1 second. See, in my other project, I had something called Event Interact. So I basically assigned E as an input key. And that was a way I was able to BP Interact interface. Let me just have a look at my other project here. There we go. I'm sure there was something else to that. I'm just in my other project, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, okay, I remember now. Looking at my other project. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Right. So we go into project settings, input. We go action mappings, go down. This is going to be called interact. And then this is going to be E. E. Okay, so action mappings, interact E. And then enhanced input actions. Oh. Oh, I wish YouTube would do one with the adverts. Axis and action mappings are now depreciated. Please use enhanced input actions. Enhanced input actions. I have not done this before. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Enhanced input. I don't really want to be messing around with that. Let me just... I'm sure I can figure this out if I just... But that's for a controller. That's a controller symbol. Doing all of this to get an interact thing up and running. Crazy. Crazy, baby. I don't know what I'm doing here, and I don't want to fuck anything up. So, what I'm thinking, guys, is I might look into how to do this. I know what I need to do. I've got it in this project. So basically, we have this event interact, and it's under the first person here. Over here, this block of code. So whenever we press E, we're checking if an object can be interacted with. And then like over here, for example, so that's a fairly simple way of just basically having things in the game being able to interact with from the player. So yeah, I think I'm too tired to continue, guys. I need to have a good night's sleep and then I'll be refreshed. But we've sorted out. We've kind of got some of the lighting done, or we've got something done to it. We've fixed the lighting for the robot. And yeah, I think I need a good night's sleep, and then I'll come back refreshed, and then we'll be able to get the lootables done. So I'm gonna call the stream there, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, if you haven't already, feel free to follow on Twitch to stay up to date. Want to see any previous streams? Go to my YouTube. I've got playlists for Unreal, Unity, and Blender. And if you want to play any games I've made, go check out my itch below. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next stream.